Hi everybody, it's Josie from Transsexual Radio talking to you again, trying to figure out how to hold the camera on myself. I'm here with my good friend Jennifer McCreath. She is a trans woman from Newfoundland presently, and I just wanted you all to kind of get a little bit of a bio about her. She does have her own channel on YouTube as well, but we just want to talk about activism and that sort of stuff, and so you're going to watch me interview her, and I guess let her rip. Here's Jenn McCreath, and I hope you all enjoy this. Switching this around. Hi!
How are you, Josie?
I am very well, and yourself, Jen?
I'm doing excellent.
Okay, so where are we right now, Jen? Can you tell us?
We are in a lovely park in Fredericton, New Brunswick, Canada.
Odell Park, to be exact.
Odell Park.
Exactly.
I knew that.
Yes.
I think.
And what I want to ask you first, Jen, is that how did you become an activist in transsexual things? Why are you one? Why are you an activist?
The issue for me, there's not a lot of openly out transsexuals in Newfoundland and Labrador. And after I moved there, it didn't take me long to figure that out. And as I started to enter my transition, I felt that it was challenging to go through my everyday life, having to deal with a society that had no clue what this was about. So I wanted to educate people to the point where they felt comfortable with me being in their city, in their province, essentially. Newfoundlanders are very protective of their turf, and it's bad enough that I was the mainlander coming over there. Now all of a sudden, okay, people were just like looking at me as like, okay, what the hell's that? And so that's why I decided to reach out publicly. The media found out about who I was, and I jumped all over the opportunity to do stories.
How many things have you been published in so far, like rough estimate, or do you have a count?
I've been featured on the #1 television station in that province many times, at least 4 separate newscasts. So that news station, it's NTV. I'll give them some props because they've been very good to me.
Thanks, NTV.
Thank you, NTV, and thank you, Carolyn Stokes, the reporter. And I hope you will call me soon so we can do another update on me. By the way,
Great.
But it worked. The stories. Carolyn put it in my hands. Jennifer, you tell me what you think this news story should be, because I don't really know myself, and that's. When she said that, I'm like, okay, I'm definitely gonna do this. Some people said, don't do it. It's the media, they're gonna wreck you, they'll hurt you. But we put together an excellent story. It introduced transsexualism as a topic. It introduced me as a transsexual and discussed the journey I would be undertaking. Most importantly, it told a story of your typical, regular, everyday person. And that's ultimately the message that I think needed to get out. Okay, yeah, I get it. When you're early in transition, you might look a little funny, you look a little different. Same time, I eat, I sleep, I go to the bathroom. I've said that a million times. I have a job, I go swimming, I feed the ducks, I run marathons. I go to New Brunswick to visit hot trans women. I do the same thing that everyone tends to want to do in life, shall we say. And it kind of humanized me as a trans person. Transsexuals are very objectified and sexualized in the media, and this was an opportunity for people to realize that's not a thing over there, that's a person, and that person's actually a pretty decent person, an educated person who works hard and wants to genuinely help society. And it worked. Instead of people looking at me and say, what the hell's that? It's, hi Jennifer, how are you? And that's exactly what I wanted. But beyond that, it's important, I think, for government entities to realize, look, the healthcare system is not what it needs to be for us. It's an expensive process that requires a lot of assistance and help, and it's just not there. And there's a lot of trans people that can't transition because they can't afford to transition.
Sorry, I just want to say that brings up an excellent point, is that what is your take? There's always something within the trans community that they say that we transsexuals really have a hard time accepting drag queens or cross-dressers or transvestites or people under the spectrum. What's your take on, what do you feel about those people? Like, are you trying to fight for just transsexuals, or are you fighting for everybody?
Well, it's an interesting, initially, I didn't know what drag was, I'll be honest.
Right.
I found out and figured I'm a transsexual. That's what I was. That's what I need to deal with. Drag, I really knew nothing about it. But I guess what concerned me was that society could not distinguish between the two.
Right.
And people thought I was a drag queen. And not that it's a negative or bad label, it's just different. I wanted people to understand the difference between dressing up to entertain people and pursuing a medical transition. Whether you're dressing up to entertain people, or whether it's a cross-dressing thing where you do it because it turns you on. The term transvestic fetishism is rampant all over the trans umbrella community, but again, not all trans-identified people are fetishists. Some may be. I am not. I did not become Jennifer because of a fetish. And ultimately, I think everyone should be allowed to live the life they need to live to be happy and healthy. From a healthcare perspective, in terms of a entertainment or fetish perspective, fill your boots. Do whatever makes you happy.
Okay, well, going right along with that too would be that how do you feel with there's always that little thing in the back of, people's minds, or at least trans people's minds, we don't fit into the lesbian, gay, and bisexual ordeal. What do you feel that we do fit in, or that we should be amalgamating with these people? And what are you doing yourself to try to accomplish that, if you do believe that we should?
I can sort of give you 3 different answers to that question, because I think they're all valid points, and I've heard all the arguments. Who invented the acronym LGBT? Well, it was the cis heterosexual people that just considered all of us different folks to be in that box over there. They're not like us, they're different.
Right.
We don't really know much about them. We probably don't think we want to know much about them, and that's a whole other issue. But yeah, we've all been lumped into this box by mainstream society. And now that we've been in that box for a while, we're realizing, look, we're very different here. I guess the concerns I have seems to be that there's a pecking order. There's a lot of hostilities going on right now in 2011 in our country of Canada. There are pride organizations where you've got the gays and the lesbians fighting the trans and the others, and there's a lot of conflict going on there because everyone has their own agenda. And I think that's the issue, is there's more unique agenda items for each letter in the acronym, that we're all branching out and doing our own different type of advocacy and activism work. Perhaps because we feel that working together is not, we've overcome that. The very basic first steps was the concept of just allowing same-sex couples to get married, for example. And we've come a long way in Canada with that. I think, yeah, you can get married to anyone you want in this country. I know in the United States, and here's a shame on you, USA. Get on to this issue and get up with the times. It's not 1951 anymore.
Ooh, Jenn, you're on a roll, dear. You're on a roll.
But from a trans perspective, we're not there. Gays and lesbians were classified as mentally ill up till 1972.
Same year that transsexuality was added to mentally ill.
Amazingly enough.
Yeah, amazingly enough.
And it's 2011, and there's a
water.
DSM-5 revision committee. We're still mentally ill, apparently.
Oh.
So there's an issue. I get it that people are worried about issues like being allowed to donate blood. I could give a damn whether they want my blood or not. I'm worried about having a job, having health care. There's much more primary needs in the trans community that are not being met. And it's sad and disappointing when you've got, I guess, LGBT organizations, quote, focusing mostly on LG issues and forgetting the B's and the T's, and that really pisses me off. I'm not going to call anyone out in particular on this video, but that is something I plan to get. You asked me what am I doing and what will I be doing. I will be starting to call out these organizations and say, you say you're a T organization, well, prove it. Here's the issues. Step up to the plate, work with me, or work separately from me, but work on the T issues. They're not doing that. That's why I'm here. Somebody's got to push these T issues. Healthcare, human rights. Bill C-389, thank you, Bill 6A, for doing what you could to make that happen. A lot of LGBT organizations.
10 seconds. Sorry to speed you up.
Now?
We're at 9:54, 55.
Well, let's cut now and save.
Okay.